do you think we should get some new models? And he's like, no, these ones are still good. Like, he'll really get our money's worth. Okay, so structures for A&P 2, you're doing endocrine. So what's pretty much the only endocrine organ you might see on the cat?
The pancreas?
Right. And that's going to be, oh boy, yeah, this one. So here's the stomach. This was once the greater omentum, this nightmare. The stomach is going to be pulled up. This whole, it'll be like a apron basically. It's going to be pulled up and over, and the stomach will be pulled back, and the pancreas is just this thing right under here. Looks like chewed gum or meat, or it just looks different than the stuff around it. Sometimes you'll see it has a nice long tail.
So it's just kind of attached to the stomach?
Yeah, it's just like right under the stomach, and it kind of, the small intestine kind of wraps around it. You can see a little bit this here, that's still the pancreas. So it kind of, it's just kind of like hugged by the stomach and the small intestine. It's just this little strip of meat / chewed gum. Let's see, respiratory, we talked about the epiglottis, the trachea. These are obviously
The lungs.
right. How about this thing?
The diaphragm.
They might ask you about membranes. So do you remember what kind of membranes cover the lungs?
Each lung?
Well,
Oh,
remember how you have your peritoneum?
yeah.
So what's the membrane? Yeah,
Pleura.
the pleura. And if it's directly covering the lungs,
Visceral pleura.
right. And what's the other one called?
Parietal pleura.
Yeah. So pay attention to your question. I wouldn't be surprised if they put something like that on there. Then got all the digestive organs. So what's this one?
The liver.
What's tucked in there?
The gallbladder.
And then this bag.
The stomach.
We already talked about the pancreas. What's the beginning section of the small intestine called here?
The duodenum.
How about the middle?
The jejunum.
And the last bit?
The ileum.
How about this little dangler?
The sigmoid.
The cecum.
Oh, the cecum.
And then the whole, this whole,
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie.
this whole tube, what's this called?
Ascending colon?
On the cat, it's just gonna be the colon or the large intestine. It doesn't have like an ascending, descending. It's just the colon.
So we won't have to specify if they're like pointing to that. Just
Right. The whole thing
call
is
it the
either
colon.
the large intestine or the small colon. Either is fine. This specific part is the cecum, though.
So
That
the
little-
cat doesn't have an appendix?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Cat doesn't have an appendix, but in the man, it's just like that little thing that pokes off. Digestive. I think that's it for digestive organs, other than what's this tube right behind the trachea.
The esophagus.
And then blood. There's no blood related stuff. You'll do vessels and heart on the next one. So, do you guys have any questions about
The
stuff in
greater
here?
omentum
Is
and the,
this?
okay, that's what covered.
Yeah,
Okay, and
it's
what was the other one?
falciform ligament. Was that it?
Oh yeah.
That's right here. It's right in between the liver and the diaphragm. And the other one is the mesentery.
Yes,
So that's
mesentery.
this webbing that keeps the small intestine from tangling in a knot, basically.
Okay,
and
let
provides
me
blood
see
supply.
that again. Okay.
So
there
mesentery
we
is this
go.
web. This one has weird issues. And I noticed one on his thing too. It was like, I don't know, he has some kind of growth.
Time to go.
Yeah.
Where's the esophagus again? Is it that?
Esophagus is behind the trachea.
We can't see it?
It's right here.
Oh, those things.
Yeah, so
Okay.
trachea
Okay.
is in the front, esophagus is behind it.
And then,
And then this whole thing is like the larynx, basically. This one's the epiglottis is cut off, but you can still see the glottis, which is the whole.
okay, thanks for pointing that
Yeah,
out.
so they won't ask. I mean, they can't put a pin on like the hole, so they won't really ask about the glottis. But if there's a flap on it, then that's the epiglottis.
Can we
And
see
then-
the rectum here? Or we didn't dissect it?
I mean, it's down in there. You won't. They won't put that on there. That might be on the model, but maybe not. And then, so mesentery is this web. Greater omentum is what this once was. This poor thing. And falciform ligament is attaching the liver to the diaphragm.
So they're not going to ask about the lesser omentum, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
That would be up
okay.
here, but I don't think.
And then
They've
is it
never
the
asked about
cut? The right side has 4 lobes and the left side 3.
I think it's. Yeah, I believe so. Right has. Well, this one. It should have 4, because just like the human, it'll have less on the.
The human, it's
This
3 and
one looks
2.
like it has. Yeah, I don't think they'll ask about the number of lobes
Okay.
on the cat. But the side that has a heart on it should have less. But this one looks like it has 3 on the right side and 4 on the left. So maybe this one belongs on the left. The way it's cut is kind of weird.
Thymus on a cat.
You can't really see the thymus on the cat. The thymus, if they're going to ask about it, it's going to be that baby endocrine model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And salivary glands and stuff, you can't see those on the cat. The only model you're going to see that on is going to be like the big torso. It'll have salivary glands on it, or possibly like a sagittal head slice.
So the parotid, the right
Is the
here,
big one by your ear.
and then here